The 2023 World's Strongest Man competition has come and gone, and congratulations to Mitchell Hooper for his win. And this was the 46th edition of the World's Strongest Man, and I want to take a look at the past 22 years of winners to see how many pull-ups they can do and which World's Strongest Man is the best at pull-ups. Anything prior to this time, it's hard to get information on, and the video quality gets really poor. As you already know, training for the World's Strongest Man competition does not involve pull-ups and also requires the competitors to be at a very heavy body weight, which helps them with lifting and moving heavy objects in their events. To give you an example, the 2022 World's Strongest Man competition featured the Max Flintstone barbell lift, bus pull, power stairs, Jeep deadlift, Giants medley, and Atlas stones, to name a few events. So their training is completely different than training for calisthenics, as you can imagine, with calisthenics focusing on strength to weight ratio and therefore being lean is an important factor. Nonetheless, I think it's interesting to see how many, if any, pull-ups a 300 to 400 pound or even heavier person can do who trains in strongman at the elite level. After all, these are considered the world's strongest men. All I have to go by is what's available to me on the internet. I checked YouTube, Instagram, Google search, and this is what I could find. So starting with the winner from 2002, the iconic Mariusz Pudzianowski. Pudzianowski won the World's Strongest Man in 2002, 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2008 for a record of 5 times, the most in history. He also won 2 runner-up titles in 2006 and 2009 and made 9 out of 9 appearances in the World's Strongest Man final, and he weighed 313 pounds or 142 kilograms when he was competing in strongman, and was actually a competitor who was fairly lean, which is very uncommon in this sport at the elite level. Again, I apologize for the video quality in some of these videos, but in this first set here, he gets 9 reps. This was from approximately 16 years ago, and as you can see, he's fairly lean for his size, and he's moving his body weight really well. And in this second set shown here, he gets 7 reps. But it's not clear how many pull-ups he could do, as he did not go to failure. It looked like he had a number of reps left in reserve, so we'll never really know how many he could do. So the maximum amount he could do is unknown, but it looks like it was at least a few more high-quality reps past 9. He now competes as a professional MMA fighter with a record of 17, 8, and 1, which is even more impressive considering he's fighting in his mid-40s. Next is Zydrunas Savickas, or Big Z. He won the World's Strongest Man in 2009, 2010, 2012, 2014, and unfortunately there was no information on him that I could find about pull-ups. Next, Brian Shaw. Brian actually won the World's Strongest Man 4 times as well. He won in 2011, 13, 15, and 16, and Brian can weigh as much as 440 pounds when he's prepping for the competition. But he was 425 pounds in a video about 1 year after these pull-up videos, so he was likely somewhere in that range of 425 pounds. So now let's take a look at his pull-ups from about 3 years ago. Here, Brian is able to do 6 pull-ups, and he obviously needs to use a lot of momentum to get his chin to the bar.
That is definitely not one that body weight is an advantage.
He says it himself that his excess body weight that he needs for strongman, which is a beneficial advantage to strongman competition, makes pull-ups a lot harder, which makes a lot of sense, but that's what makes it so impressive when a strongman at his body weight or around his body weight is able to do a pull-up or multiple pull-ups. Next is Eddie Hall, who won in 2017, and an interesting fact is he was the first person to ever deadlift 500 kilograms, but that record was beaten by Hafthor Bjornsson in 2020 with a deadlift of 501 kilograms. Eddie weighed 432 pounds in 2017 when he set the deadlift world record, but has lost a lot of weight since after retiring from strongman and going into boxing, and he now weighs 361 pounds or 164 kilograms according to his YouTube videos shown here. He does 6 reps of neutral grip pull-ups, and here in the second video he does 10 reps, which again, like Brian Shaw, he needed to use momentum to get his chin to the bar, but given his body weight, it's still very impressive. And Eddie mentions he's 167 kilograms in this video. Next up is Hafthor Bjornsson, who won in 2018, and Thor, as mentioned, is the current world record holder for the deadlift at 501 kilograms, and at that time he was 450 pounds at a height of 6'9". Let's take a look at a set of pull-ups to failure that Thor did about 3 years back. The yin and yang of being the world's strongest person and a world record holder in the deadlift comes with not being able to do a single body weight pull-up, even while generating as much momentum as possible. Thor does quote 10 reps in this video, but obviously he wasn't able to get his chin to the bar.
10 pull-ups. Light weights.
Obviously, Thor is an absolute beast, and I wish that legend all the best in his journey to becoming the world record holder for the all-time total in powerlifting. Up next is Martins Licis, who won in 2019. He's one of only 4 strongmen in history to win both World's Strongest Man and Arnold Strongman Classic competitions. The other are Big Z, Brian Shaw, and Hafthor Bjornsson. Because Martins likes incorporating calisthenics into his training and he has a YouTube channel, there's a lot of information on his personal records.
I'm Martins Licis. I'm 285 pounds.
This video was from a number of years ago, back when Martins was at a lower body weight. He was able to do multiple muscle ups, and again, using big boy form. Here he is doing a back lever, but as Martins gained weight for strongman competition, he ended up losing his ability to do a muscle up. But again, the fact that he's able to get even close to a muscle up at the body weight he's at is still pretty impressive. In his YouTube channel, he states multiple times that he would really like to get his muscle up back at his current body weight. Now getting into his best pull-up sets. Here he does 17 reps at 335 pounds or 152 kilograms. And I don't know when this video was taken, but it was likely more than 4 years ago, back when his body weight was a little lower. And in this video, Martins weighs 344 pounds and he does 10 reps, and this was about 4 years ago. And in this